If you've been watching the news recently, you're probably very aware that HOAs have become the hot topic of discussion here in South Florida. Whether they're not doing enough for their community, charging way too much, which has become common lately, stealing the entire community's budget, or just exercising way too much control, these are frequent concerns that I get from both sellers and buyers that I work with. But as of July 1st, 2024, there's new laws that have come out that are likely to put these HOAs in their place. I'm Larry Mastropieri, broker owner of the Mastropieri Group based right here in South Florida. Let's get into it right now. Recently, Florida state legislature passed 3 important bills to establish guidelines on how HOAs are supposed to act or operate in neighborhoods. Some are calling this a Bill of Rights for HOA residents. I spent a little time with attorney Kara Tanis, who specializes in HOA law here in Florida.
It's all about transparency. Now they have to have full transparency in posting everything. That's important to a potential buyer or seller because you don't have to go chasing the president or the property manager.
Tanis also told me that the intent of this law is to increase financial education and literacy while limiting how much regulation an association can actually impose. These are some of the highlights from the new law that I thought were most interesting that will likely change HOA enforcement and regulation going forward. Now, HOAs cannot prevent homeowners or their guests from parking specific types of vehicles in the driveway like they have in the past. For example, pickup trucks or vehicles with decals. This is huge. I've worked with a number of buyers who found the perfect home they really liked, and then we read the bylaws and found out that there were certain restrictions around pickup trucks and things of that nature, and this was a hard deal breaker for them. Another one that is super meaningful to me is now HOAs with 100 homes or more need to put all their pertinent documents, all the rules, the regulations, all these documents need to go on a website that is immediately accessible by the homeowner. This is amazing. I can't tell you how frequently we have to chase for weeks at a time HOA presidents, management, to get the documents we need in order to sell or help someone buy the home. Next, no longer will associations be allowed to ban or prevent specific contractors from working in a community. I think this is important. Quick example, I was representing a seller. We were under contract. We found out during the process that we needed to repair the roof. This was in an HOA. We brought out a roofing contractor. He was ready to knock out that work within 5 days. Come to find out, the HOA only allowed 1 contractor to work in that community. That roofer was unable to get out there for 6 weeks. It created a bunch of problems. We had to postpone closing. It cost the seller more money. So with this new rule, I don't think we will bump into this same issue again. And this one's great. Residents can't be fined now for leaving garbage cans at the curb within the 24-hour window of the garbage pickup.
Hey, Pam. Cans aren't allowed to go down to the curb until 4 p.m. on trash day. It's 3:57. That's another fine.
Additionally, this one's great too. HOAs can no longer fine people for leaving their holiday decorations up beyond the HOA deadline without giving a 1-week notice to cure or warning.
I celebrate Christmas as long as I possibly can. I don't believe in taking the lights down on a certain day. Leave them up. It makes everybody happy. It keeps them in a great mood.
And now vegetable gardens or clotheslines in your backyard are allowed and acceptable as long as they can't be seen from the street or common areas or your neighbor's property. Can you imagine that before this rule, you had regulations about what you could do in your backyard, and maybe possibly HOA members were flying drones over people's properties to spy on what's going on in the backyard and then fining them? This is insane. And it's the same deal for any sort of home improvement option that's not seen from the street. No longer can the HOA regulate that either. On top of that, if an HOA declines a home improvement project for a homeowner, now the HOA has to put in writing exactly why they're declining that project. Historically, this hasn't been the case, and I can't tell you how many times I've spoke with homeowners who have no idea why their specific project was declined. With this new law, this will not be a problem anymore. There will be way more transparency. So let's say, in spite of all the new regulations limiting HOA's ability to enforce and violate people, a homeowner still manages to mess around and do it and get a fine. I'll tell you what, now it's not going to end up like this.
Whew, 16 and a 15. That's another $1,000, Ken!
Yes, these fines have limits now too. A single violation cannot be more than $100 per day or $1,000 in total. And liens cannot be put on a group of fines for less than $1,000 either. On top of all that, the new law fining procedure has changed. It makes it harder for HOAs to levy these fines and make them actually stick. For example, now a fine cannot be imposed or charged to a homeowner if the issue is cured prior to the hearing taking place. I think it's pretty obvious that Florida lawmakers have come down pretty hard on HOAs regarding what they can enforce and how they actually enforce it. But restrictions on rules and regulations is one thing. What about the people who are actually running these HOAs?
Boynton Beach police arrested Glavis Thursday for embezzling more than 50 grand from the Homeowners Association.
It's really a common theme. When people in a position of authority go unchecked for too long, bad things tend to happen. So these new laws add a system of accountability for managers overseeing these HOAs.
Previously, if you were convicted, you had to step down. Now all it takes is a charge. They immediately have to step down. Previously, you had to sue or do some kind of injunction to get them off the board.
And here's the big kicker. In cases of bribes, kickbacks, etc., not only is this obviously illegal, it's a felony now. So if you're involved in this, you're probably going to jail.
It actually makes you think twice about taking money. If you're looking at the account and there's just that temptation, don't even consider it. Now it's going to be a criminal penalty.
Aside from simply following the law, becoming qualified requires education as well. For a new director stepping into the role, within the first 90 days, they're required to complete education courses on several financial categories. Some people might think we've been hating on HOAs a little bit today, kind of, but it's important to remember why HOAs exist in the first place. The whole idea, the concept of an HOA is to hold homeowners accountable for maintaining a certain level of quality within their home, thus benefiting everyone around them. And I think that's a good thing. HOA maintenance and quality control is one side of the spectrum, and I'm sure you've seen the other side. Probably seen a nice house and then looked left or right in a non-HOA community and saw some other homeowner living like a complete slob, painting their house some crazy color, just really degrading the overall value of the homes around them. So in theory, HOAs can be a very, very good thing. Maybe we just needed some updated guidelines to help keep everyone honest.
I think the changes are good because it focuses on education. There's now a standardization for educational requirements. So especially when you're dealing with a board that has such a high level of responsibility to the community and to its members, you have to have checks and balances on ways to deal with them.
We'll definitely see how all this plays out. If you got value from this content, please hit the like button. If you want more content just like this, hit subscribe. We're putting out videos every week on Discover South Florida. My name's Larry Mastrapuri. I'm the broker owner of the Mastrapuri Group. And if you're looking to buy or sell here in South Florida, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. Don't hesitate to give us a call, shoot us a text. I'll catch you on the next video.